YSU postgame show. Final score, Youngstown State 48, Southern Illinois 38, as head coach Nick Hill joins us just outside the Saluki locker room. His interview is brought to you by CMC Mitchell and Associates. Coach, man, I know just a heartbreaker today for your group. 48-38, the final. You get off to such a great start in this game. 24-7 was the lead you built right around the 11-minute mark in the second quarter. You understand there's a lot of football left at that point. Where did you feel the middle of the game got away?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, standing there 24-7, I mean, 12's probably the most. Yeah, he's just electrifying. So I mean, they're going to score points. This is probably the best offense that we've seen now, like NDSU. But last week, head to head, these guys outgained them. I mean, we needed them to make some mistakes, and they didn't. I mean, when you look at it, 10-13, they came out in the second half and did a great job. And then we didn't. If we wanted to win, and it was going to have to be one that we had to be right there in the high 40s, and we're 10 short, and there were some opportunities on those drives that it was a team loss. That's what I just told them. We didn't stop them in the second half, but we didn't match them for scores. And I told our offense we had to be prepared to go match them for scores. Thought we were explode. I think, when you look at this, these are two of the best quarterbacks in the country. But 12 was as advertised, 345, 4 touchdowns, rush for 104 yards, 2 TDs, 6 touchdowns. I mean, and DJ played a good game. He's got 400 yards of offense and 4 touchdowns. So, we just didn't do enough to slow him down, and we didn't do enough there to keep finding explosive plays.
Nick, it looked like they were able to take advantage of matchups normally. I mean, getting wide receivers on linebackers and trying to take advantage of those. And there's really nothing you can do about it when they spread everybody out. Did you see that coming, and were you expecting those mismatches?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, how teams have to decide to play DJ whenever he was fully healthy and running like kind of him. I mean, if you spread them out and you don't keep enough guys in the box, you're going to run quarterback draws all day. You're going to run empty quarterback runs. So you're going to get favorable matchups. Like, they didn't really do anything all day that we hadn't seen on film. That's what I think that they've done a really good job of their offense is they've got an identity. They stick to it. They run it. They do things well. They got a lot of good skill players that have answers. They got good backs. Obviously, 12 is going to carry the load, and then they've got matchup problems at wide receiver. So at times you have to kind of, trust your guys to go make plays and be in position. Obviously, we didn't do that enough tonight.
At the end of the half, there were, I think, 17 seconds left to go. You had a timeout left, and you let the clock run down until, 2 or 3 seconds, and then attempted the longer field goal. What was your thought process there? Not to try to take another shot to get closer or even get a first down, or what was that thought process?
Yeah, no, it kind of got all, we called timeout, and then they, were going to have the 10-second runoff. So we either had to call timeout or we just let it run out. I mean, I think at that point right there, we felt good about the field goal and where we were at. Could have ran the ball right there, but something that we'll go back and watch as a staff and make sure we played it right.
Coach, the only other clock question I had for you was Fabian McCray's reception that they ruled an incompletion towards the end of the third quarter. If it was incomplete, it fell incomplete at 25 seconds.
Yeah.
They go and review it. I think there were only maybe 6 seconds left in the half. What explanation, if any, did you give of why the clock was not reset to 25 if it was an incomplete pass?
Yeah, it's one of those that, I mean, we both got sideline, warnings. You can only yell at them to try to get their attention so much, and when they wheel it in, the team's waiting on me to get the play call. So obviously we were. That wasn't before the half, though, right?
It was third quarter.
End of the third quarter, yeah. And so I don't know. And they obviously make mistakes too, like we all do. I don't know if that had a bearing on the game, but we at that point, whenever they said, get off the field, we got to roll. We got to roll.
look, calls go your way, right? And some calls don't. I know today there was a lot of conversation of what was a catch and what wasn't a catch, and specifically C.J. Parson on what looked like an interception for him. He went to the turf, looked like his knee was down when he had completion. Now, when he did roll over, the ball came out. Did they just really give you an explanation of he didn't complete the process of the catch?
Yeah, you don't get much of an explanation, just what it is. And I've learned that in my time too. If you spend a lot of time disagreeing with them or asking, it's like the game's moving on. And as a coach, you've got to show your team that you're ready. Let's just go respond one way or another. They had one too, that we ended up scoring on, I think. That got overturned. And then obviously Fabian's was big to get down there to like the 2 or 3 yard line. That was an incompletion. So, I think there'll be a couple things. I wish we could have picked up that 4th down, ran a play that we feel good about, gave up the pressure. There's things that we got to look at on tape, but I felt good about the plan, and then we just need a little bit more.
Coach, before we let you go, just as we have talked about, right, in this league, you never get breathing room, and down the stretch, you guys, of course, will have 2 really big ones starting with South Dakota next week. Still things within your guys' control in terms of 2 really good opponents upcoming with South Dakota, and a chance on Senior Day to honor a lot of really good guys in your program that you're proud to wear that Saluki uniform.
I mean, it's a disappointed locker room. I mean, I'm disappointed. Everybody's disappointed. We've talked about that a lot as a team. You got to sit in it, and you've got to own that. It stinks getting on this plane and flying back, but when you show up tomorrow, we got to go finish this season. We got 14 days guaranteed together. This has been a good group, and our expectation is to go out there and finish. We've got to win out to keep our season alive, to end at 8-4, and that's what we got to do. I mean, it's one at a time. We got to go back at home against South Dakota. It's going to be a really good football team, and we got to have an expectation to go and win, and then one at a time, 2 weeks.
Coach, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Nick.